Have you ever stopped to think that, to him, are you everything? You are the voice he has known since he was a puppy. It is the smell that brings security. It is the look he seeks when the world seems strange. Your dog has no doubts, no grudges, no. And for him, you are the whole world. While you go out, you live 1,000 things and meet so many people. He only waits for one, you. And when you come back, everything about it lights up. It is as if his heart said, "Now I am complete again." Have you ever stopped to think how much it depends on your presence, your affection, your attention? Comment here on the name of your four-legged companion and tell me, what do you think he loves most about you? What was that simple gesture you made that changed his day? She also writes, "I love dogs, just so we can fill this video with sincere and true love." If this video touched your heart in the first few seconds, take a deep breath. Because what comes next will make you see your dog with even more emotional eyes. Have you ever stopped to think about what it really represents in your dog's life? He doesn't have a cell phone, social networks, or a full schedule. He doesn't go out with friends. He doesn't exchange messages. He doesn't get distracted by television. He has only one thing that fills his entire universe: you. His voice, his smell, his presence. Your dog's world revolves around your smile, the sound of your key in the door, the sound of your footsteps coming home. While you live so many things in the day, facing traffic, rushing to work, getting busy with problems, he waits. He waits for a look, for a touch, for that simple moment when you bend down, caress, and say, "Hi, my friend." And even if that moment lasts seconds, it turns into the happiest part of his day. Because for a dog, it's not how much you do, it's how much you are. He has no sense of time like you do, but he does. He feels his absence in the silence of the house, in the lack of his steps, in the emptiness of the hours. And even if he doesn't understand the reason, he accepts. You accept, because you trust that at some point, you will come back. And with you, security, joy, peace will also return. For this reason, each reunion is lived with an open heart, as if it were the first, as if the wait had been worth it, just for that instant when your eyes meet again. This type of waiting has no anxiety. There is love. There is delivery. He has a patience that teaches more than any words. And when, finally, you arrive and offer that simple gesture, a hand on the head, a sincere smile, an unspoken but felt sorry for the delay, he receives it as if he had won the world. Because for him, the world is not big, full of distractions and urgencies. The world is where you are. And perhaps the greatest lesson he unwittingly leaves is this: the true value of presence is not in time, but in quality. Sometimes a full minute of attention is worth more than a full day of distraction. A conscious caress, a lingering look, a loving touch, all of this is food for his soul. And when you understand that, you start to live differently too. Because those who learn to be real never love. Halfway again. He watches you more than you think. Pay attention to your tone of voice, the expression on your face, your breathing, and he senses when something is wrong. You may not even understand why, but you notice in the air when your heart is tight. And all he wants, at that moment, is to be around. Not with words, but with presence. Because his love is silent, but full of good intentions. When you get home, and he runs happily, wagging his tail as if it were the first time, that's not an exaggeration. It's true. It's his heart saying, "I've waited all day just for you." And maybe you don't realize it. Maybe you think it's common, but that moment is the peak of his day. The reunion with the one he loves the most, and deep down, with whom he entrusts his own existence. Dogs don't have complicated expectations. They don't expect you to be perfect, successful, or strong all the time. They just want to be with you. And as simple as it may seem, this absolute fidelity is rare. They love you on the good days, but they stay on the bad ones. When no one else understands his silence, he lies down next to you and understands everything. You are all he knows of the safe world. It is the reference that teaches him what affection is, what is calm, what joy is. When you laugh, he feels like playing. When you cry, he approaches carefully, as if to say, "I'm here." And this kind of love, so pure and loyal, is not measured by words, but by presence, by surrender, by constancy. You are the port where he anchors all emotions. How you react shapes how he feels in the world. If his voice is serene, he relaxes. If you're tense, he cringes, trying to figure out what he can do to help. It absorbs your energy, like a silent sponge. And even without understanding the reasons for his pain, he chooses to stay. It chooses not to leave you alone, even when you hide from everything else. It is with you that he learns to trust. His every gesture, every response, builds or destroys something inside him. An unexpected affection makes it flourish. A look of rejection confuses him. He has no filters. He does not disguise feelings. Everything about him is sincere. That's why the relationship with a dog requires so much delicacy. Because for him, the world can be a strange place. But if you're around, he feels whole. You are the solid ground when everything seems to come crashing down. He doesn't need you to solve every problem. He just needs to feel that you still see him. That the space it occupies in your life is not only physical, but emotional. And when you hug him, even without words, it's as if to say, "Here is your place." And that place in someone's heart is the greatest gift a dog can have in life. Sometimes, in the rush of everyday life, we forget to look at them with time, to give that attention without distraction, without cell phone in hand, without a distant mind. But for them, these minutes of presence are eternal. A calmly caress, a deep look, a walk in silence. All of this says, "I see you, and you are important to me." And they feel it. They feel it with their whole body. He doesn't know what you do for a living, what your position is, or how much you earn. But it knows when you're sad, or when you need quiet support. And he offers this generously, every day. Sometimes, the healing we need does not come from advice, but from a paw touching the leg, a snout in the lap, a look full of light. And that's what they do, without asking for anything in return. And when you step away for a few hours or even days, he doesn't hold grudges. He does not question his absence. He does not demand explanations. When you come back, he's there, whole, ready to start love from scratch. As if to say, "No matter how much time has passed, I still choose you." This kind of loyalty is not learned with words, but it is felt with the soul. You are the reference of his happiness. When you get out of bed, he wakes up. When you prepare something in the kitchen, he watches curiously. When you go from one room to another, he follows you, as if walking by your side was the most important destination of the day. Because deep down, he just wants to be where you are. And that, in itself, is proof of how much he loves you. And even when you make a mistake, he forgives you. Even when he is distracted, absent, angry, he is still there. Not out of obligation, but by choice. For love. Because in his view, you're still the best part of everything. Even tired, even silent, even without saying a word. He chooses you. And this is something that few humans know how to do with this purity. You are the reason for his happiness in the simplest moments. When you pick up the collar, it vibrates. When he opens the door, he cheers up. When you sit on the couch and call, He lies next to you as if he had found peace. None of these actions require effort. They are small, but to him, they mean the world. Because you are his world. While you see a routine, he sees magic. The noise of your key signals joy. The movement of your hand takes his heart by surprise. A look from you is the sign that the day is going to get better. And when you reach out, he doesn't just see a gesture. He sees an invitation to live another moment with you. It's as if, in every little action, you say, "I haven't forgotten you." And that's enough to make his heart dance. These moments that seem simple to you are registered as great celebrations for him. Because the love of the dog is not measured by quantity of time, but by the quality of presence. When you smile and he's close, he feels like he belongs. When you sigh in relief and touch him, he feels useful. And this builds in him a certainty that few human beings have, that they are deeply loved just for being there, being exactly who they are. And even when you don't have the strength to play, even on days when you just want silence, he understands, adapts. He stays by your side quietly, just breathing with you. And yet, these moments remain his favorites, because deep down, he does not need agitation, nor words, nor promises. He just needs your company. And having you around, even if, in silence is the biggest sign that he is where he should be, next to the world he loves. He doesn't have many years ahead of him, and maybe that's why he loves everything so intensely. Every moment becomes a memory. Each day by his side, a chapter of a story that he keeps in his heart. And the most beautiful thing is that he doesn't know how to tell time. He just feels. And what he feels when he is with you is belonging. It is joy. It is endless love. You are also his teacher. It teaches what affection is, what respect is, what patience is. And without even realizing it also teaches you about constancy, surrender, and forgiveness. Living with a dog transforms those who are willing to learn with the look, with silence, with the language of the heart. He is not just a pet. He is a friend, companion, confidant. He is by your side in good times and bad. And if you pay attention, you will notice that on the most difficult days, it gets even closer, as if you feel like you need it more than ever. Because he doesn't know how to explain, but he knows how to care. And he does it like no one else. When you leave, even if only for a few hours, he goes to the door, smells your shoes, lies on the carpet. He is silent, and this silence carries waiting, loyalty, love. He counts the minutes with his heart, and when you come back, he doesn't hide his joy. Because for him, his return is always a gift, a new beginning, a confirmation that his love is worth it. You are his home. More than walls, more than beds or toys, you are the safe haven. Wherever you are, it feels right at home. And if one day everything changes, if you have to start over somewhere else, none of that matters to him. Because the place is not what defines love. It's you. It is his presence. It is the sound of your voice saying, "Come, my friend." And now that you have felt all this in your heart, tell me, what is the name of your four-legged companion? What simple gesture of his makes you smile even on the most difficult days? Write your story with him here in the comments. This space is ours, made to celebrate this pure love that only those who have a dog truly understand. If you also believe that the love of a dog transforms, heals, and teaches, right here, I love dogs. Let's spread this good energy together. This faith and affection that doesn't charge anything but delivers everything. Because each story shared here is a seed of hope for someone who may need to remember that there is still true love in the world. And if this message touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue receiving content that warms the soul. And please share that prayer, that reflection, with someone who loves animals or who is in need of a word of comfort today. Sometimes a video like this can change someone's day or even life.